I know you've been waiting to find out what pattern I used for the dress in my Valentine's Day video. So today I'm going to tell you what that is. The pattern that I used for my Valentine Day dress is, let me make sure I'm getting the right number, is Mimi G's Simplicity S9701. This is a Mrs. Knit dress in 2 lengths. In this dress, I did make view B. It's the shorter length because I'm a shorty. So it was pretty long on me. I also sewed a size 16 in this pattern. Now the regular body measurements, my body measurements fall perfectly in the size 16. As far as the finished garment measurements, I actually fall in the size 16 for the bust, 14 for the hips, and 12 for the waist. I did grade my pattern from the size 16 to the size 14. I felt like it would be a great fit, but as I put this garment together, I quickly could see that it was still going to be too big. So what I should have done was went from a size 16 in the bust to a 12 in the waist and hip. What also would have probably worked just as well would have been just to make the size 12 straight, and it probably would have given me the fit that I expected it to give. This pattern only has 5 pattern pieces. You have your front, your back, your front facing, back facing, and your sleeve. I will say that I could look at this pattern and tell that it was an easy sew, but I was a little intimidated by the neckline. It's kind of like a square neckline, and I'd never done one before, so I really didn't want to mess it up, but I knew I wanted to use the strawberry fabric for my Valentine Day dress. And the facing took away that fear. It made it so easy, and that neckline came right on together. Now, as I mentioned before, I should have graded my pattern or either just made the size 12 straight. What I did do was take up the center back seam by an additional 1.5 inches, and it kind of did the trick. It pulled the dress in, and it also fixed the neckline because the neckline was much too big and it was droopy. There's still just a little droop in it, but not where you can tell. It's only me, I guess, because I know. I also adjusted the width of my sleeve. Instead of sewing at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, I sewed my seam at 1.25 inches. And that took up a lot of the extra room that was in the armhole and the sleeve and gave me a better fit in my sleeves. 2 things that I absolutely loved about this pattern is that there are no notions, no closures, and then there's also that center back seam that just helps the dress fit much better. I'm definitely going to make this dress again because I have some fabrics that I know would look great in this pattern, and since I did have those size issues, I want to kind of play with that and just make the size 12 straight and see how that works out for me. I think it would be much better for, the first time around. I won't have to make as many adjustments. I can say that this dress is very classy and cute no matter what fabric you make it in. I think it would just be awesome. Easy, quick sew. I worked on this dress 2 nights after, coming home from work. So if you have time to dedicate and just sit down and do it all in one session, you can complete this dress in one sitting. I used this strawberry knit fabric from Hobby Lobby. It's still just a little big, like I said, a slight gape at the neckline, but it's okay. Some garment tape would fix that as well, but it's really not too noticeable. I guess I just know. I enjoyed sewing up this pattern, and I'll definitely be making more. If you've made this pattern before, let me know down in the comments if you had any of the same fit issues or what your experience was like sewing up this dress. Until next time, see it, make it, and definitely slay it.